The housing market is not looking good for buyers or builders this week. Two reports were released. One was home builder sentiment and the other one was mortgage demand. Let's talk about what this means for you and how you should proceed in this market. I'm Shaheedah Hill, getting you over the hill to home ownership and helping you confidently buy your first home. First, let's discuss mortgages, and then we'll get into the home builders. So mortgages, the demand for mortgages is at a 22-year low, and that's not surprising because first, home prices haven't really dropped significantly. Some people are reducing their prices on their homes to get them sold. However, interest rates are still much higher than they were earlier this year. So they're showing that buyers don't really want these houses at the high prices and the high interest rates. And if you think about it, we're in July, and in the South, probably Midwest as well, school is about to start. I know up north it starts a little bit later, but school is about to start. My children start school in 2 weeks. So we're talking about almost an unofficial end to this housing market is when school starts, because a lot of people want to be in homes that have children before the school year begins. So you're going to have the first leveling off of people who are like, I'm just going to stay where I am. I'm going to hold off on buying a home, or they've already kind of gotten to the market and had to find their house before school started. So if mortgage demand is down 22%, I can imagine that this percentage will get even higher. The demand will decrease even more as the months progress into the fall. So we also have the Fed is meeting on the 27th to discuss interest rates. They'll probably go up another 75 basis points. So it's going to increase again. And people are, I recommended again in my last video, I said, just proceed with caution. I'm not going to tell anybody don't buy a house because everybody's situation is different. Your housing need is different. Your financial situation is different. And you have to make the best decision for yourself and your family. But there's simply no rush to get a house. You're not rushing because interest rates are low. You're not rushing because home prices are low. So if you're not in a rush where you have to buy right now, you just want to watch this market and see. There's also homes are very unique. There might be an opportunity for you to buy a home. It might be a great deal right now. I don't know. So for anybody to tell you don't buy, don't wait, and they don't know your situation is, to me, bad advice. I'm going to put as much information out there as possible for you to make the best decision for yourself. So educate, and then you make the decision that you need to make for yourself and your family. So that's my feeling on it, but I'm going to give you all the information that I have, and then, what I can share with you as far as my experience. Now let's talk about home builders. So home builders are feeling it right now. They come out with a home sentiment every month, just about how they feel about the market. And almost every component of this sentiment, the home builder sentiment, is lower. So it's at one of the lowest levels. They haven't seen a level this low. Right before the pandemic, it was low, but it's, hasn't been low prior to that in a very long time. So they're low on everything. The amount of people coming to see the homes, their expectation of sales in the future, they're low, low, low. So they're low in every area with an average of 55 right now, or for July. So you're looking at builders who are saying that they're not seeing people buy their homes, they're not seeing the demand, and they didn't have this expectation early on. They thought that the consumer could handle these higher interest rates, and they're not seeing that. So there will probably be, there already is some, they've gone down, I think 13%, across the board, but it may not be at every category. But eventually you will see some new construction price reductions. But again, you have to kind of balance that out with the higher interest rate as well. So how much would they have to reduce to make you a buyer again? So let's listen to Zellman. She is a analyst for housing and housing stocks, and this is her feeling on the mortgage market.
Builder sentiment. Where are we in the process of the housing slowdown, do you think?
Well, first, thanks for having me back, Sarah. I would say that the rate of change has been pretty dramatic, and I think we're just in early innings. We've seen deterioration that really started to inflect in May, and the acceleration of that negativity has just been continuing through early July. I'd call it Mach speed in some markets. It does vary by market. So we've seen the biggest rate of decline probably in Phoenix, with the Southeast and Florida markets holding up better. So it's not across the board that the sentiment's negative because affordability is so stretched. But I think that it really varies by market right now.
Diana Olick, our housing reporter, noted in an email to me that the survey showed 13% of builders say they had dropped prices last month, even though she says that the big builders in their last earnings said they wouldn't have to. So what is going to happen with prices?
They're going to have to drop prices, Sarah. No question. We're seeing significant increase in incentives. We're already seeing price cuts. Again, somewhat market dependent and price point dependent on the first-time buyer market where affordability is extremely stretched. In fact, affordability is worse than it was back at the peak of the last boom period on how we look at the index. So I think you're going to see that price cuts are just, inevitable.
Now, she said home price reductions are inevitable. She goes on to say in this video that will be in the, 1 to, at the most, she didn't say double digits. She only said single digits. So I say 1 to 9% reductions in price. But again, we don't know. When we get to those fall months, you'll have a better idea of how far they're willing to go. And this is something I haven't been seeing, but this is just my feeling that a lot of these builders are building construction for rentals. And I don't know if they feel like they cannot sell them, they would turn some of these properties that they have into rental communities instead of new construction communities. So I know they're already starting that, but I don't know. I have a feeling that they may ramp that up if they can. And some cities have been pushing against that, not approving these all rental new construction communities because they know the demand and the want for people that want, a single family home. So look out for that from these builders because they have to find out a way to monetize the property that they have now, the land that they have yet to build on. So be mindful of that. I recommend after this video, if you haven't already, to watch my video about why I recommended that you just kind of slow down and not be rushed to purchase something right now. And I kind of explain why there. Please like and subscribe to my channel for new videos every week.